In this video, we're going to talk about VA loans and who they're for. When most people hear the words VA loan, they think that only veterans can get them, but that's not true. Spouses and surviving spouses of veterans can also get VA loans. And if you VA ever wondered what credit score you need to get a VA loan or how much money you need down, stick around because I'll answer those questions and more in this video. If you're new here, welcome. I am a real estate agent with a realty group in Austin, Texas. If you like real estate and personal finance content, stay tuned for more videos like this one. Let's start with what is a VA loan. VA loans are mortgages that are guaranteed by the Department of Veterans Affairs. The VA doesn't actually lend the money. Instead, they guarantee a portion of the loan to the lender, which allows lenders to offer veterans better terms than they might otherwise qualify for. That means lower interest rates and down payment assistance. Who can get a VA loan? As I mentioned earlier, it's not just veterans who can get VA loans. Spouses of veterans can also get them, including those who are currently married to a veteran, previously married to a veteran within the last 2 years, or were married at the time of the veteran's death. Surviving spouses can also get VA loans if they re the spouse or the personal representative of an estate of a service member who died in the line of duty. In addition, certain categories of service are required for a spouse to be eligible, such as the veteran has a disability that was incurred or caused by their active duty service or the veteran is the prisoner of war or is entitled to compensation for a disability. Now let's talk about the different types of VA loans. There are several different types of VA loans available to veterans depending on your situation. Traditional VA home loan is used when buying a home. A VA construction loan is used when building a home, and a VA rehab loan is used when buying a home that needs repairs. But the most popular type of VA loan is the cash-out refinance. With a VA cash-out refinance, you can take out a loan for more money than you owe on your current mortgage and get the difference in cash. This can be a great way for homeowners to tap into their equity and use it for other things such as debt consolidation, home improvements, or education expenses. But it's important to note that there are some risks involved with cash-out refinances. So make sure you understand all of the costs and implications before proceeding. Here are some of the benefits of getting a VA loan. Unlike conventional loans, VA loans do not require a down payment. This can save veterans a lot of money up front, especially if they're buying an expensive home. In addition, VA loans typically have lower interest rates than conventional loans, which can save veterans even more money over the life of the loan. Now let's talk about the funding fee. The funding fee is a one-time fee that is paid by the borrower to the VA, and it helps to cover the cost of the VA loan guarantee. The funding fee is based on the borrower's down payment, the size of the loan, and the borrower's military service. It's important to note that if you're putting less than 10% down, you will be required to pay a funding fee unless you qualify for an exemption. Let's talk about the requirements for a VA loan. To get a VA loan, you must first meet certain requirements. These requirements include things like the size of your loan, your credit history, your income, and your debts. Lenders will use these factors to determine whether or not you qualify for a VA loan, and if so, how much money you can borrow. Also, keep in mind that each lender has their own requirements and guidelines for VA loans, so be sure to shop around and compare offers from multiple lenders before deciding which one is right for you. Let's talk about the different VA loan amounts. The amount of money you can borrow with a VA loan depends on a few factors, including your income, your debts, and the cost of the home you want to buy. However, there are some general guidelines that you can follow. What credit score do you need for a VA loan? Unlike conventional loans, VA loans are not based on credit score. Instead, the VA uses a scoring system called the VA Funding Fee Schedule. The funding fee schedule considers several factors, including your credit history, your income, your debts, and the cost of the home you want to buy. However, it's important to note that while you do need a minimum credit score for a VA loan, lenders typically require a minimum credit score of 640 for the best interest rates and terms. So while it is possible to get a VA loan with a lower credit score, you may not get the most favorable terms. How much money do you need down for a VA loan? One of the biggest benefits of a VA loan is that you do want to need to put any money down. That means you can buy a home with $0 down. This can be a great option for veterans who are struggling to save for a down payment on a home. However, it's important to note that while you don't need to put any money down, you will need to pay a funding fee. The funding fee is a one-time fee that is paid to the VA, and it helps to cover the cost of the VA loan guarantee. The funding fee is based on the borrower's down payment, the size of the loan, and the borrower's military service. So even though you don't need to put any money down, you still need to have enough money to cover the funding fee. Can you get a VA loan with bad credit? As I mentioned earlier, VA loans are not based on credit score. However, lenders typically require a minimum credit score of 644, the best interest rates and terms. So while it is possible to get a VA loan with a lower credit score, you may not get the most favorable terms. In addition, lenders will look at your entire financial picture when making a decision on your loan application. So even if you have a low credit score, you may still be approved for a VA loan. If you have a good explanation for the low score and strong compensating factors, such as a steady income and a low debt-to-income ratio, what happens if you fail to repay your VA loan? If you fail to repay your VA loan, the VA will take possession of the property and sell it. You will be responsible for any costs associated with the foreclosure, including any shortfall between the proceeds of the sale and the amount owed on the loan. In addition, the VA may take action against your VA loan benefits, meaning you may lose your eligibility for future VA loans. It's important to note that the VA does not want to foreclose on your home. They will work with you to try to avoid foreclosure if possible. So if you're having trouble making your payments, contact your lender right away to see what options are available to you. Where can you get a VA loan? There are many different places you can go to get a VA loan. You can contact a local bank or credit union, or you can go through the VA's website. It's on the VA's website. You can find a list of approved VA lenders in your area. In addition, you can also get pre-approved for a VA loan through the VA's website. Getting pre-approved for a VA loan can help you determine how much money you can borrow and what your monthly payments will be. This can help you when you're reshopping for a home because you will now know exactly what you can afford. As you can see, there are many different types of VA loans available to veterans and their families. When you're deciding which type of loan is right for you, be sure to consider all of your options and choose the loan that makes the most sense for your individual situation. In addition, be sure to shop around and compare offers from multiple lenders before deciding which one is right for you. And finally, do not hesitate to reach out to the VA or a qualified lender. If you have any questions along the way, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this one. You can also connect with me on social media. I hope you learned something from this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.